Okay, think about this for a second. What if, while you were sleeping tonight, a digital employee could actually work for you? I'm not talking about a simple program, but an intelligent worker that can manage tasks, solve problems, and push your projects forward, all without you lifting a finger. Most of us are stuck using AI like it's a glorified search engine, but that whole era is coming to an end. So let's dive into what's next, the age of the AI agent.
Right now, we're pretty much all living in the chatbot era. We ask a question, we get an answer, and then, well, we're still the ones who have to go and do all the actual work. The agent era completely flips that script. You give it a goal, and the AI takes action, running in the background to actually get the job done. It's literally the difference between hiring a consultant who gives you advice and hiring an employee who does the work.
All right, so what are these things really? Let's break down exactly what an AI agent is, because it is a massive, massive leap forward from the tools we've all gotten used to.
To really get what agents are, it helps to just look back a little bit. First, we had things like calculators, right? They follow instructions perfectly. Then came chatbots, which are kind of like smart consultants. They can cook up a brilliant plan for you. But an AI agent, that's the crucial next step. It doesn't just give you the plan, it has the tools and the freedom to actually execute that plan and achieve the goal for you.
So if you remember one thing, make it this. An AI agent is like a smart digital intern that actually has initiative. You don't give it a super rigid, step-by-step checklist. You just give it a high-level goal. Something like, hey, find the best sales leads from this week's signups and add them to our CRM. And it figures out the how, all by itself. This frees you up to think about the big picture, the what, while the agent handles all the little steps.
And this is the perfect way to picture the difference. Traditional automation is like a train on a track. It's super fast, super efficient, but if the track gets blocked, it just grinds to a halt, right? An AI agent, on the other hand, is like an off-road vehicle. If it hits an obstacle, it doesn't just stop. It assesses the situation, finds a new route, and just keeps on driving toward the destination.
You can pretty much break down any agent into 4 core parts. It all starts with a goal. That's the what you want it to do. Then it uses its brains to figure out how to get it done. It uses its hands to do the actual doing, and it uses its memory to keep learning and getting better as it goes.
So how does this all actually work? I mean, to trust these new digital employees, we kind of need to peek under the hood. Well, most modern agents operate on a principle called the React framework.
Let's break down this toolkit. The brain is a powerful language model, like the tech behind ChatGPT, that reasons through a problem. The hands are its tools. Basically, they're connections to other apps that let it do stuff like send emails or search the web. The memory is like its short-term notebook, letting it learn from what it just did. And finally, the loop. This is its secret weapon. This is its persistence. If it hits a roadblock, it doesn't just give up. It reevaluates, adjusts the plan, and tries again. It just keeps looping until that goal is complete.
Okay, that's enough theory. But what can you actually do with an AI agent today? Let's get into some real-world examples and see how this becomes something you can really use.
For a business, this is an absolute game changer. Imagine a customer support agent that sees a refund request, automatically checks the customer's history, processes the refund, and then sends a personalized apology, all without a human ever getting involved. Or, what about a researcher that scours the web for news every single morning, summarizes the key points in your style, and has a blog post drafted and waiting for your approval?
And hey, it's not just for business. A coding agent can help you build an app by writing the code, finding the bugs, and then debugging itself until it actually works. Or think about a personal assistant that doesn't just wait for you to tell it what to do. It sees a traffic warning on your route home and proactively asks, hey, want me to order dinner now so it arrives right when you do?
And that last example really gets to the heart of it. That's not just automation, it is anticipation. It's about understanding the context of a situation and acting proactively. This is the fundamental shift that agents represent.
Of course, with any new tech this powerful, there's always a ton of hype and, let's be honest, a lot of confusion. So let's just quickly bust a few of the most common myths that are already flying around about AI agents.
First up, the big one, the idea that agents are going to replace us. The reality is they multiply our output. An agent is an amazing tool for getting things done, but you are still the strategist. You're the one who sets the goal, you define the mission, and the agent is the one that carries it out.
Myth number 2 is that this is only for developers and tech wizards.
Not anymore. The new programming language for building agents is just English. With all the modern no-code tools, you can visually design what you want and just tell the agent what to do in plain language.
And finally, there's the myth that they're just glorified chatbots. The crucial difference here is that a chatbot is passive. It just sits there and waits for you to type something. An agent is active. It's running 24/7 in the background, always working towards the goals that you've set for it.
So let's say you're convinced you want to offload some of that tedious manual work. How do you actually get started and hire your very first digital intern? Well, it's a lot simpler than you'd think.
Here's a simple, low-risk action plan. First, just audit your week. Find one repetitive, boring task that still requires a little bit of thinking. Second, pick a no-code tool. Something like Make or Zapier is a great place to start. And third, and this is key, keep a human in the loop. Have the agent draft the email or prepare the report, but you give the final approval before anything actually goes out. You only take the training wheels off when you fully trust the system.
And this is really the single most important takeaway. Your future value isn't about doing the work anymore. It's about designing the systems that do the work. It's a fundamental shift in thinking, from being a worker to becoming an architect.
Look, this train is leaving the station. You can either use AI agents to free up your time and focus on what really matters, or you'll soon find yourself competing against people who do. So that really just leaves one question. What's the very first task you would delegate to your new digital intern?
If this roadmap helped you, subscribe to AI Skills Hub for more practical AI skills and real-world workflows.